June is here, which means it's time for Apple to summon nerds from across the world to its annual Worldwide Developers Conference, or Dub as the company would love to have you call it. Sorry folks, but we're not doing that. WWDC is where we usually get our first looks at new versions of macOS, iOS, and maybe even some new hardware. At this year's keynote, Apple didn't disappoint. On the mobile front, iOS 13 adds a dark mode to the operating system to save your eyes at night or just because you like the look of it. And it finally has swipe typing, which was previously only available via third-party apps. Cue Android users like me pointing out that this has been available for almost a decade on other devices. But we're happy to see it. And Apple Maps gets a big upgrade that may finally put it on par with Google Maps. Remember how bad it was when it first launched in 2012? Oh, and the iPad finally gets its own OS, called iPad OS. It lets you run the same app in multiple tabs and move them around, a huge improvement on the existing split view function. For desktops, we're looking at macOS Catalina. That's version 10.15 for those keeping count. And iTunes is dead. Well, mostly dead. Now its functions will be broken up into 3 separate apps: music, TV, and podcast. This will be a relief to anyone who's complained about iTunes' bloat. Now, when you plug in your device to sync, you won't get that annoying pop-up. It'll just do it via the sidebar in Finder. As for hardware, it's been 6 years since we last saw a new Mac Pro, and Apple certainly did not disappoint. The new Mac Pro skips its predecessor's black trash can design and instead embraces the cheese grater look we fondly remember from the old Power Mac G5. It's a lot smaller than the G5, but compared to the 2013 Mac Pro, it's a giant. This new unit is 20.8 inches tall and 39.7 pounds compared to the old one's tidy 9.9 inch height and 11 pound weight. The body is incredibly modular and configurable, letting you lift the case right off with a twist of the handle on top. Inside, you'll find 8 PCI Express expansion ports, 4 double wide, 3 single wide, and 1 half length. And then there's the Mac Pro expansion module. The MPX module lets the unit pack in up to 2 Radeon Pro Vega 2 cards. That's a new card from AMD making its debut with the Mac Pro, with the Duo offering up to 56 teraflops and 128 gigs of memory. Video editors will be able to run 3 streams of 8K raw video at 30 frames per second. For a desktop this powerful, Apple is also offering the Pro Display XDR, a 32-inch Retina 6K monitor that offers what the company calls extreme display range. It offers 218 pixels per inch, 1600 nits of peak brightness, and a 1,000,000:1 contrast ratio. It even gets its own stand that easily lets you switch between landscape and portrait mode for editing, coding, or any other use you can think of. If you're thinking all this power won't come cheap, you're absolutely right. The new Mac Pro starts at $5,999, and that's without the new Radeon Pro Vega 2 card. Monitor's price is also pretty eye-popping. It starts at $4,999 and doesn't include the fancy new Pro stand. That's another $999. You can check out all our coverage of WWDC, iOS, and macOS this week at Engadget.com. And Apple, stop trying to make Dub happen. It's not going to happen. We'll see you tomorrow with more Engadget Today.